Hey folks, today's video features a shocking turn of events in the Karen Reid murder trial. Let's get right into it. Reid, a Massachusetts woman, was accused of killing her boyfriend. The jury had reached a verdict. Everyone waited with bated breath. The courtroom was silent. The tension was thick. This case had everything: love, betrayal, and a tragic death. Karen Reid was accused of killing her boyfriend, John O'Keefe. Prosecutors said she hit him with her car. Reid's defense team argued it wasn't her. They said O'Keefe was hurt in a different way. This case captivated the nation. The evidence was like a jigsaw puzzle. The jury deliberated for days. Finally, the foreman stood up. He announced a mistrial. The courtroom erupted in gasps. This was just the beginning. The story unfolds. Who was John O'Keefe and what happened that night? John O'Keefe was a beloved Boston police officer. He had his whole life ahead of him. Then tragedy struck. On a cold January night, O'Keefe was found dead in the snow. He had been out with friends, including Karen Reid. Prosecutors believed Reid and O'Keefe had a fight. They said she hit him with her car and left him to die. However, Reid's defense team saw things differently. They argued O'Keefe's death was an accident. The stage was set for a dramatic trial. The truth was out there, buried in the snowy streets of Canton, Massachusetts. Jury deadlock: why a mistrial was declared. The jury room was a battleground of opinions. The jurors, everyday people thrust into an extraordinary situation, struggled to make sense of the evidence. Days turned into nights as they reviewed testimony, scrutinized photographs, and debated the meaning of every detail. But a unanimous verdict seemed impossible. Some jurors believed the prosecution's narrative. They saw Reid as a scorned lover, capable of a violent act. Others sided with the defense. They found the prosecution's case circumstantial and unconvincing. The judge instructed them to keep deliberating, to try and find common ground. But the divide was too wide. After days of deliberation, the jury remained hopelessly deadlocked. They couldn't agree on whether Karen Reid was guilty or not guilty. The judge, left with no other choice, declared a mistrial. It was a stunning development in a case that had gripped the nation. Round 2. The prosecution's decision to retry Karen Reid. The mistrial sent shockwaves through the courtroom. For the prosecution, it was a setback. They had poured resources and manpower into building their case. The thought of doing it all over again, of facing the same uncertainties, was daunting. Prosecutor. But we were undeterred. We believed in our case. We believed Karen Reid was guilty of killing John O'Keefe. And so, we made the decision to retry her. It was a bold move, a gamble that could either bring them justice or lead to another deadlocked jury. The prosecution knew they had their work cut out for them. They would need to strengthen their case, address the issues raised by the defense, and convince a new jury of Reid's guilt. The pressure was on, but they were determined to see this through. Defense stands strong, a not guilty plea, and the road ahead. On the other side of the courtroom, Karen Reid and her defense team felt a surge of relief. The mistrial, while not a victory, was a sign that their strategy was working. They had successfully sown seeds of doubt in the minds of the jurors. They had exposed the weaknesses in the prosecution's case. Karen Reid: I have maintained my innocence throughout this ordeal. I plead not guilty to the charges against me. I am ready to fight for freedom once again. Defense attorney: The mistrial has emboldened us. We vow to be even more aggressive in the second trial. We will continue to challenge the prosecution's evidence, highlight inconsistencies, and present alternative explanations for O'Keefe's death. The road ahead was long and uncertain, but they were prepared to walk it, step by step, until justice was served.